Sorry, I forgot to shave this morning. But anyway, so last time we'll be talking about AI economy, and then the point I've been making is that don't worry about it too much. Like Reese Witherspoon was said that she doesn't believe that the AI should completely replace the human labor. But don't worry, we won't do that because we have actually human has a history tendencies to preserve some inefficiency. Okay, some famous example would be like artisan good. People using their hand skills and or human live concert and movie business. Even though technically in the future we may be able to have a one man studio to with all the AI tools and then make a movie from idea to the real product. But we won't do that. Why? Because human has mixed preferences. You know, we do like efficiency, right? Especially when it comes to dangerous, tedious jobs. We want to other people to do that, or we want to let the machine do that. That has been historical trend. On the other hand, we do want to keep the diversity. We want to keep the participation and local economy, autonomy. Some the meeting the specific human demand that sometimes you cannot always satisfied by the AI. Let alone, I mean, in the future, we might have AI hardware, right? So right now, we're mostly doing the AI software, right? If you think about this, we finally found a way to make money. That is make the vibe coding, right? But we so far we're still trying to figure out what's the business model behind to let AI make money. You know, without offending people, right? But right now we are far behind the hardware in terms of robots, for example. I keep thinking about the roofing business. I don't know why. Maybe I walk around in the neighborhood. I saw some people. Uh, let's admit it that most of the Latinos they're doing the contract work to do the roofing, and so let's talk about the roofing business. I mean, right now roofing is a kind of like a labor intensive, right? You do, from the measuring the roof and then get the shingles and then climb up to the roof and then replace it, testing it, those kind of things. So right now, roofing business is kind of lousy because it seems like, you always have to rely on the human to do that, right? But of course, that's only temporary. In the future, if the AI hardware has been better developed, then it's easier for us to have one human contractor. And then underneath that one man band, basically, it's a one human contractor. Under him will be a bunch of, he will have several robots and then to make the roofing business. But I've been, that's another thing that I've been saying that, I always say that the H2H, H2A, or A to H, meaning that human to human, human to AI, AI to human. But that's a misleading because, you can't think about this, all those clearly separated, like there's a war between different sector of the economy. More likely we have a hybrid model. So in the future, we might have, there are several ways to do that. One way is through the, institutions and the financial incentives, the government regulations. For example, the government may prefer to have a human contractors. Because we can tax them, right? So that's one thing. And also, the insurance company may also prefer human contractors, because their coverage for the humans, right? Or, well, obviously in the future, we will have insurance coverage for robots, but that's a less the issue than coverage for the humans, right? So for various reasons, it's more likely that for us to have a roofing business where a one-man band and then lead several robots, and then also the reason I say that is it's better be a hybrid model is that some dangerous work, like people climbing to the top. I have a height phobia, so I don't like to get to the high. But some people may enjoy that. But anyway, either way, even if you enjoy that, you still be dangerous. You could fall down from the roof. So for that kind of a climbing work, we may be using the robot in the future, assuming the hardware has been well developed. And also, we may let the robots to do that when it's a raining job, when it's a bigger showers and those kind of things, because they can still doing that, right? So those kind of thing will be make the AI economy a part of the production. But the other part, we still need a human. For example, if you have a individual homeowners, they would rather to explain to another human because that's a professional. They have experience. So the human owner would explain that I want my roof, the other part to be different color, and I want to this is solar panels. I want something hanging down a little bit, but the other part is all kinds of specifically. So those will be most likely to be done, but between humans. Okay, but not the entire roofing process. No, I don't think so. Another possibility would be just that today we will have send some people or send the robots to measure the roof, and and then after measurement is done, then we actually a lot of the stuff will be pre-made, and then once you have pre-made, put it in the put it on the truck and drive to the to the house, and then the robots will put it on. So this kind of thing, instead of on the roof, everything measuring the remodifying the cut it on the roof. That's another. So all kind of things. I'm saying that for various reasons, we will not completely have a uniform AI economy. No, it won't be. It's less likely. More likely it would be hybrid economy with humans still in the loop and still in the decision process, still in the production process, but the efficiency is much higher. So this kind of thing, basically to answer Reese Witherspoon's the question that I don't think that we need to worry about AI completely replacing human labor. That we are far away from that. Why? Because we have the robots is still like a primary, elementary school, for example. They are not. Sometimes they. I heard in China they let the robots to run a marathon, and then right after they shoot the gun, stop, and then some robots already fell to the ground. But this year they're doing better. So basically, we are unlikely to be dealing with completely human, completely AI economy. There will be most important thing is that humans are still creating new things, all along the way, with or without AI. We've been doing this for 100 years. What makes America strong, so strong, is because we are a nation of innovations. Uh, Americans, especially American entrepreneurs, they're not very good at the fundamental game changing innovations, but they're very good little concrete new machines and new tools, and then make it quickly get it up to scale, and then that make this country so strong. So I don't think the AI will change that. So let's stop here.